As a kid, NBA All-Star Weekend felt like something that I just couldn't miss. I would clear my calendar and I would make sure that I'd be available for the duration of the full weekend. It's so crazy, man. I would even be incredibly gassed up for the Celebrity All-Star Game. I can't lie to you guys, that's not something that I necessarily look forward to watching anymore. While seeing Kevin Hart hoop and J. Cole catch alley-oops is always a good time, I guess as I started to get older, the All-Star Weekend started to lose its value to me. And that's something that I don't necessarily like, because I want to be involved and engaged when All-Star Weekend comes around. I thought the tributes were amazing, and while some of the changes to the weekend have made sense, there are some that really haven't. Now before we continue our discussion about All-Star Weekend, let's get a word from our sponsor. I want to give a major shout out to Fetch Rewards for sponsoring today's content. Fetch Rewards is a super easy to use app where you earn rewards on basically anything you buy. Scan any receipt or e-receipt and you'll earn points regardless of where you shop or what you buy. You then redeem those points for hundreds of rewards. Amazon, Visa gift cards, your favorite store, you name it, Fetch has it. Now I know there's probably a few of you guys who aren't completely sold, and you're wondering why you should click that link down in the description box to download Fetch. Well, check it out. You do everything from the comfort of your mobile device in just a matter of minutes. You know what? I'm gonna show you guys how easy Fetch Rewards is. Just take a few pictures, click submit, and bro, check it out. The boss thing about Fetch is you can even use e-receipts. Just click the e-receipts button and it'll automatically check your recent purchases. Fetch isn't picky about receipts. There are so many rewards to choose from and you can earn points from anywhere. If you don't believe me, just check out the link in the description and use code GETLIKECOOP to get 3,000 points when you scan your first receipt. Download the app right now and don't forget to use my code, guys. Fetch came in the clutch with the code for the channel, so be sure to take advantage of it. A huge thank you to Fetch for sponsoring this video. When I got the notification on my phone that Andrew Wiggins would be named an All-Star starter, my jaw literally dropped. I don't think any big trade or any past NBA news could have prepared me for the fact that Andrew Wiggins would be starting in the 2022 NBA All-Star Game. With that being said, big ups to Andrew Wiggins, because he's getting a lot of hate in this situation, and it's not necessarily his fault. Wiggins being selected as an All-Star starter would get everybody talking. What would they be talking about? Well, the process that goes into selecting these starters. According to CBS Sports, NBA All-Star Game starters are determined by a vote split between the fans, 50%, the media, 25%, and the players, another 25%. There would be 5 starters from the East and 5 starters from the West. But being from the East wouldn't mean that you would just be on a team with players from the East. And the same goes for the West. The top individual vote getters, as determined by fans in each conference, would be named team captains. These team captains would draft a pool of all-star starters and get teams named after themselves. This year, one team captain is Kevin Durant, and the other team captain is none other than LeBron James. This is random, but I truly do wonder how much recruiting and quote-unquote tampering goes on at these events. Like I said earlier, I'm not mad at the recent changes to All-Star Weekend because I can never fault anybody for trying something new, but I'd be lying if I said there weren't some things that I'd like to get changed back. This is just my personal opinion, but I used to think that All-Stars wearing their real team's jerseys was hard. What fan would not want to see their team's jerseys being repped at All-Star Weekend? Some of the recent All-Star Game jerseys just have not been as good as I would have liked. While All-Star Weekend would be prone to the occasional lopsided game, I also like the Eastern versus Western Conference format. A team of KD, Giannis, DeMar, Embiid, and Trae Young squaring off versus Curry, Jokic, Wiggins, Morant, and LeBron James sounds like fun. Am I tripping, or does those squads going against each other sound super solid? You don't have to worry about any draft. You don't have to worry about any subtle shots or shade being thrown. And I'm not saying anybody was really worrying about this in the first place, but I mean, you'd only have to worry about buckets. That sounds cool to me. You guys remember when LeBron James said that he didn't play with the Jazz in NBA Jam, and that's why he didn't? Man, let me just roll the clip.
You guys gotta understand, just like in video games growing up, we never played with Utah. Even as great as Karl Malone and John Stockton was, we would have never picked those guys in video games.
Bro, I love LeBron James. This dude is hilarious. He literally said he needed size and then passed on the biggest player left on the board, a guy who is literally known for their ability to impact the game due to their size and length. Guys, isn't Gobert a good rebounder? Isn't this the reigning DPOY? Bron says, screw all that. Give me Sabonis. Seriously, what are the odds that 2 Utah Jazz players are the last players on the board? Fortunately, this draft shade goes far beyond the Utah Jazz and far beyond LeBron James. Giannis literally needed a ball handler, and he had to know that James Harden was an unbelievable playmaker. Look, I know Harden at this time was going bonkers scoring the ball, but I'm not trying to hear all that. Giannis said, screw it, we don't need Harden. That's tough. While I'm here talking about NBA All-Star starters, shout out to Ja Morant for doing what he said he'd do. He said he didn't want to be a spot filler and alternate. This year, Ja Morant is a no doubt all-star. He's a starter. Just like with the NBA's awards, I'm not sure there's a perfect system when it comes to selecting an NBA all-star starter, but I do think it's safe to say that it's time to consider a change. And this isn't even me slighting Andrew Wiggins, because while he did finish very high in the fan rank, he still finished 5th and 6th respectively in the player and media ranks. There are currently multiple ways to vote for a player to become an NBA All-Star. One way is Twitter. You can tweet your vote, retweet others' tweets, or reply with valid hashtags. Only one player's name or username can be used in a tweet. So for example, if you tweeted hashtag LeBron James, hashtag NBA All-Star, that would be a vote. If people retweet that, that's more votes. Check out this tweet captioned "Who Changed the Game?" Retweet for Curry and like for hashtag LeBron James. Outside of exposure, liking this tweet doesn't do much, but retweeting this tweet would get you a well-earned vote for LeBron James. I don't know about you guys, but meme selecting the NBA All-Star starters is how it should be. Let me calm down. I'm joking. It's just funny. The NBA is so wild. But on a more serious note, Andrew Wiggins being selected an NBA All-Star starter is crazy to me, but a major shout out to him for putting in the work to take his game to another level. When it comes to All-Star Weekend, there's one thing that I've learned, and that's that somebody is always going to be mad. You literally cannot please everybody. Check it out. Let's forget this whole Wiggins thing for just a second. There are a group of people that are mad at Ja Morant for being selected an NBA All-Star starter over Luka Doncic. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. When it comes to Wiggins, there are multiple players that I would have preferred starting over him. I won't name everyone, but to name a few: Cat, Gobert, Paul George, and look, I know Paul has missed some time, but what about Brandon Ingram, who's missed less time? Is anybody surprised that there are no starters from the NBA's best team, the Phoenix Suns? I can't believe that Devin Booker is not starting in this game, because beyond the Suns being special, he's just been on another level this season. I understand with the current format it's tough to name him a starter, but I guess it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's just the All-Star game, right? Now when it comes to Wiggins starting, I've seen some people credit the market that Wiggins is in as the reason that he got the All-Star starter nod. Don't get it wrong, markets definitely play a part. I've seen Caruso finish way too high, the same way I've seen Malik Monk finish way too high this season in fan voting. While Monk is cold, he's just not an all-star yet. While markets matter, having a market elevator like Stephen Curry definitely helps. You want to know what also helps? Having the Warriors' global ambassador in your corner, who just so happens to be a K-pop superstar. To be short, Bam Bam is beyond influential. Bam Bam would do their best to get Warriors fans and K-pop fans to drive in the votes for their Warrior stars. This tweet January 7th got 68,000 likes by itself. Shout out to the Pelicans fan who saw what was going on and tried to get BI into the game. You definitely are a real one. Now hating on Andrew Wiggins in this case is unfair because he really didn't do anything wrong. Now hating on the process, that makes sense. Over the years, Wiggins would have a major target on his back for being taken number 1 in the 2014 NBA draft. While Wiggins' days in many left something to be desired, it's not like he was the worst player on the planet. Shout out to the Golden State Warriors for not only seeing the potential in Wiggins, but also helping him fulfill it. Getting Jonathan Kuminga along the way, yeah, that's just an unfair bonus because this dude is going to be a beast in the association sooner, much rather than later. Andrew Wiggins said that being an all-star starter is mind-blowing. To quote him, "I was taking my pregame nap, my girl woke me up and said, 'You're a starter, you're a starter.' I thought I was dreaming for a second." He said it's full circle. There's no better place to have my first All-Star than where it all started. This season, Andrew Wiggins is averaging 18.1 points per game, 4.2 rebounds per game, and 2 assists per game. He's doing this while shooting 48.3% from the field and a career high from deep at 41.2%. His production and big-time defense have been clutch for the Warriors all season. With that being said, do you guys believe Andrew Wiggins should have been an All-Star based on his play this season? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know who you're most looking forward to in this year's All-Star game and who you would like to see. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GETLIKECOOP, bringing you guys the scoop. Until our next upload.